On the Republican side now, former President Donald Trump will hold a fundraiser on Long Island, New York today. Trump and his running mate, Senator J.D. Vance, keep raising doubts about Vice President Harris's focus on the root causes of immigration. Vance spoke to CBS News while touring the U.S.-Mexico border in Arizona.
I think the root causes of illegal immigration are that Kamala Harris refuses to do her job. And that's what we have to focus on.
Well, CBS News campaign reporter Jake Rosen is in Atlanta with more on what the Trump campaign has been up to. So, Jake, what can you tell us about Vance's visit to the border and the message he was sharing?
Well, we were down in southern Arizona yesterday with the Ohio senator who was tapped a couple weeks ago to run with Donald Trump. And J.D. Vance made this trip all about Kamala Harris. Now, obviously, we've seen the Trump and Vance teams, in addition to other Republicans, call out Kamala Harris as the, quote, border czar. That was not officially her title, but she was asked when she was appointed or when she was elected as vice president to address some of these root causes of immigration. I asked J.D. Vance what he said he would do about it, and that's kind of what he told me, what you just heard there. Now, what the whole conversation that J.D. Vance wanted to get across yesterday was Kamala Harris is in charge of the border. The border has been a failure, and it's not just Joe Biden. Joe Biden, in fact, was not mentioned by the Ohio senator yesterday in his remarks. It was all about Harris and trying to pound home to voters that she is the one responsible for kind of this crunch of immigration that voters might be feeling around the country, specifically in a battleground state like Arizona.
Meantime, the Trump campaign is still fighting some fallout following Trump's comments on Kamala Harris's ethnicity during a visit to the National Association of Black Journalists convention, or conference rather, earlier this week. The director of Black Media Affairs for the Trump campaign talked about this last night on America Decides. I'm going to play some sound.
A lot of Black voters are saying the same things that he said. You know, I said the issue mainly isn't whether she's Black or what her ethnicity is. The issue is the flip-flopping. You know, it's convenient to be Black, and then when it's convenient for her, she's Black. When it's convenient for her, she's Indian. It's just the back and forth flip-flopping and not being able to stand her ground on what her actual ethnicity is.
All right, so there was a lot of pushback to what the president said, but then he sort of continued to double down on it. I don't know if not understanding the idea that you can have multiple ethnicities, and many Americans do. What does your reporting tell you about why Trump made the comments and how it's being received in GOP circles?
Well, clearly appearing at NABJ was a plan by the Trump campaign to go into a hostile environment. They've tried to make this point repeatedly through the campaign, whether it was an event at SneakerCon in Philadelphia or as the Libertarian Convention where Trump was heckled and booed for the entirety of his remarks in Washington, D.C. a couple months ago. This was another example of that, but I think Trump's comments really are all about how he wants his voters to see her as taking advantage of race and playing the diversity card. When I spoke to voters in Arizona before J.D. Vance's event 2 days ago, they all repeated the lines that Ms. Thomas and what Donald Trump have said, is that she has used race to her advantage in her career, and that Joe Biden picked her as the, quote, DEI pick because he laid out a criteria that he wanted a Black woman on his ticket. Now, obviously, whether that's true or not, you know, the big focus here is that they want to hone in on for the Trump campaign is what Kamala Harris's history has been on race. And as one voter put to me, her law enforcement policies as she was a prosecutor do not coexist in how she's identified as a Black woman.
All right, Jake, thank you very much.